The Bible, star of gladness gleaming, to cheer the wanderer lone and tempest-tossed. No storms can hide that radiance peaceful beaming, since Jesus came to seek and save the lost. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible when my heart is broken, when sin and grief have filled my soul with fear. Give me the precious words by Jesus spoken. Hold up faith's lamp to show my Savior near. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible, all my steps enlighten, teach me the dangers of these realms below. That lamp of safety o'er the gloom shall brighten, that light alone the path of peace can show. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible, lamp of life immortal, hold up the splendor by the open grave. Show me the light from heaven's shining portals, show me the glory gilding Jordan's wave. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Break thou the bread of life, dear Lord, to me, as thou didst break the loaves beside the sea. Beyond the sacred page, I seek thee, Lord. My spirit pants for thee, O living word. Bless thou the truth, dear Lord, to me, as thou didst bless the bread by Galilee. Then shall all bondage cease, all fetters fall, and I shall find my peace, my all in all. Good afternoon, and again, good afternoon. I am, of course, Levi Westphal, a servant of Christ, and your servant for the next few minutes as we go digging through the pages of Scripture. Just hang on a minute. I have been trying to speed up the computer just a hair. Um, uh, and trying so I didn't get all my tagging done prior. So let me get a little bit of tagging done, and we'll get all that caught up. Boom. Hello again, Sister Reba. I don't know why it just doubled that, but oh well, it did. My mouse has a funny way of being a sticker. It's got a sticky, what do you call it? Sticky key. Post. Just once. Thank you. All right. So I won't need to tag Reba, and I won't need to tag Teresa, but I'll tag Darlene, Carol. Haven't seen Laura yet, so I'll tag her. I know he won't make it in, but oh well. Still gets tagged. Hmm. Who else I'm missing? I'm sure I'm missing like 5 different people. Okay, we'll do that one anyway. There. Hello. Ezra said, or Alicia, one of the two, probably Ezra. I'm hoping it's Ezra because Alicia is supposed to be doing something that has her hands dirty. Says that they can't tag. Alrighty, well, hello again. Hello. How's your days going so far? Since I last saw you, about an hour ago. There was another one I wanted to put in. You're headed to town. Well, I hope that you have a safe trip, seeing as how you're probably headed with Sean. And he just said, "Really, Brother Levi? No, 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 no. That was the limbo stick, Teresa. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump on, Jack go under the limbo stick, all around the limbo." I'm hoping that's well. Actually, part of that's me, Reba, because I switched tabs and the tagging I'm doing on myself. But otherwise, any other comments is going to be probably Ezra. The first one at 11:24, where I said "Good afternoon, sister," that was me, because I was replying to Sister Teresa, who said, "I'm here." And no, I don't like Shark Tales, by the way. Well, I don't know about Shark Tales, but I don't like the song. Baby shark to do to do to do. Hope you're all ready for another digging in the word there. Mining for gold, because there be gold in them there pages. I gotta get one right on that. Jason said, "Oh, my bad. It sounded like Shark Tales." No, probably gonna go by yourself. Can't keep up with me. Hey, Laura. Good afternoon. I got a cup of unsponsored coffee today. My second one for the day, which is really weird because usually I'll only drink one cup if I have coffee at all. But for some reason today I'm hankering coffee. So I got me some coffee. Yes, I did. There be gold in them there hills, by cracky. There we go. It's kind of interesting the way that the different sayings have come about. I mean, there's by cracky, by gum. I don't want to buy gum. I don't chew gum. Why would I want to buy gum? You crack me up. That's another good saying, too. Oh, we had a lovely one. Paul posted up about talking about using the phrase "my goodness." Like, for example, "My goodness, this is good coffee." Well, what does that have to do with your goodness? But anyway, and how it was designed as a euphemism for in place of my God. I think we have to be really we do have to be aware of what we're saying and what we're doing. For example, there are certain words, specific words, which in the dictionary are exactly labeled as euphemisms. For example, golly, which is it's a euphemism for God. It's interesting that they say that G is a euphemism for Jesus, which it is in the right connotation. But it's also what they used when training ox and horses for right. G and ha. Right and left. Wonder how that one came about. But anyway, but I found one. As I said, we need to be aware of what we're saying, but there comes a point where we carry it too far. People use expressions to express and emote. make sure that what we're emoting is not taking the Lord's name in vain or cussing or um, such matter. But how else are we supposed to exclaim, for example, if something hurts? I mean, ow! But if you go and if you carry it to the extreme, ow, you could be saying is a euphemism too. We got to be careful. And we have to make sure that we don't carry things to the extreme. Not everything is a euphemism. Um, but what I really appreciated as I was looking through, there was one that really tickled my funny bone. And one phrase. And in expressing delight, how we would say something to the effect of like, my goodness, that's just really funny. You could instead say, "Oh my goody aunt." And that's the point, Teresa, is if we carry it too extreme, it's wrong. We can go to one extreme or the other, and it'll be there's a story that I'll use to illustrate this. Um, this group of people decided to split off from their originating disciples, if you will. And it's never said exactly what denomination or group that they began with. However, they decided, that this group was not teaching proper doctrine. And as time went on, the group became more and more narrow to the point of where it was just two people. And there a discussion or a division dissension, there we go, arose to the point of where one says, we're trying to be like Christ, and there's only two of us left. Something to the effect of, you and me we're trying to be like Christ, you and me, and I'm not sure of you. In other words, he narrowed his circle down to the point of where no one was good. No one was following Christ. No one was following like they should except him. We have to make sure that we don't carry things to the extreme. And yes, there are certain words that are absolutely inappropriate. There are certain words that are absolutely euphemistic. And then there are words that are not. And words that are used to express, literally express. When we use the term of my God, we should be appealing to my God. Anything else is in vain. It's empty. And it's more than what we should be saying. However, if we are if we're surprised, or we're going to go, there's sometimes the words are just not enough. The word "ow" is just not enough. To express that pain. And so we need to make sure that we don't carry things too far to the extreme. There were men in Jesus' day that carried things to the extreme. There's a reason that he was called Simon Zelotes. And the reason is because he came from a sect known as the Zealots. Interestingly enough, there was a sect during Jesus' day known as the Zealots. And those Zealots were those who were seeking to restore the kingdom of Israel. And they were professional assassins. And you can find this not from the pages of the Bible per se, but you can find this information from the historical documents from people outside. For example, from Josephus and other writers that wrote current to that time. The zealots were men that would go and under cover of mobs or big gatherings would assassinate political targets, seeking to restore the kingdom. And that's where the term zealotus comes in. They were extremists. Hebrew? Hey, bro. Okay. Hi, CJ. So, we need to make sure that we don't carry things to extreme, is what I'm saying. We need to be passionate about our love and our desire to follow God and follow Christ. But don't be so extreme that we exclude everybody else around us. Does that make sense? Everyone has left except me and thee, and I'm not so sure about thee, is the phrase that the guy used in determining, or in reference to this group. They became so exclusive that there was only 2 disciples left, and he says, there's no one faithful except thee and me, and I'm not so sure about thee. There you go. You got it right there, CJ. We were just chatting there on our discussing about before we get into the Proverbs. Anyway, we were just chatting, and we were talking about actually carrying expressions too far. Not everything is a euphemism and should not be viewed as a euphemism. We are emotive beings. God made us emotive beings. And sometimes, for example, you hit your thumb as you're working, and ow just doesn't seem to cover everything. I usually end up going ow and then hang it all and sticking my thumb in my mouth and sucking on it for a little bit, trying to alleviate the pain. But am I accused of cussing, cursing, or being euphemistic? Of course not. Then there are some words that are absolutely euphemistic, defined euphemistic. Golly, gee, those are 2 that are gosh. Those are three words right there that are used, that are defined as euphemisms used for God or Jesus. I don't have a problem with oh man or aw man, not again. That's usually AWW, but it's expressive. Are we cussing when we say aw man? But that's what I'm saying. You're carrying it too far. Am I actually saying that phrase? Am I actually passing condemnation on somebody? Am I cursing them? Am I cursing the situation? Of course not. We need to be careful that we don't go to extremes, is what I'm saying. Just because it may sound like it does not mean it is. And at the same time, it should never be such that we allow cussing or cursing. Cussing is just the polite way of saying cursing, to pass our lips. Never bring a curse upon a person. Never bring a curse upon a situation. Teresa met a woman years ago. I asked her, has she ever cussed? She said no. I think I can remember twice in my entire life that I have ever cussed. Twice. Straddling the line, I think, is what you're saying. The thing of it is, CJ, is that we are again emotive beings. Not everything, and this is what gets me. And people don't use logical sense. Not everything is a cuss word. Not everything is even near a cuss word. Not everything is taking the Lord's name in vain. Giving you an example of something that would let me ask you this. An elder in the congregation, and I'm using this as a real occurrence somewhere, not one that has ever happened to me or in any congregation necessarily that I've been in. In the 1960s and 70s, some people may remember, there was a fashion trend known as the miniskirt. Preachers preached on it. Elders preached on it. Elders approached members of the congregation and saying, you should not be wearing that type of skirt in, period. That's indecent exposure. It's not becoming of Christian women. Does that mean that those elders and preachers committed adultery because they happened to notice the length of the skirt and what was being shown? Yet Jesus says, do not look upon a woman to lust after her. Yet those are things that would promote lust. Were they straddling the line? Of course not. No one would argue that, right? Yes, some things could be turned into cussing or cursing. But what's a curse? What's in your heart? Do I intend for it to be a curse word? Am I responsible for what someone else hears? Or am I responsible for what comes through from my lips? If it is such, okay, let's carry this discussion just a little bit before I get into the reading. For example, if I use an expression that sounds very similar to cussing, and by similar I mean we're simply replacing one letter. If I call a woman a witch, most people will automatically think I'm talking about a word with the B, right? That's straddling the line, wouldn't you agree? That would be straddling the line. Did I intend to call her a female dog? Of course not. And by the way, the word used in its proper connotation is not a cuss word, is it? If I'm actually referring to my neighbor's dog that's a female, and by the way, you notice how hard it is for me to actually even say that word, because it literally is very difficult for me to say that word, even in reference to a female dog. But I would be correct to use that term in assigning it to the female dog. I would not be, however, correct in assigning that term to a female human. However, aw man is nowhere near aw D word. You see what I'm saying? Especially not used in the connotation of when you hit your hand or when you make a mistake. So what I'm getting at is let's not carry things to extreme. And also, like CJ's pointing out, it is what is in a person's what a person's intention is. Um, in no case, or I should say, in very rare cases, is it correct to use the term "my God." And when we use it, it needs to be in the proper case, and it needs to be made. And you need to realize it's not a case. It's not empty. David said, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Jesus said, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Is that wrong? Of course not. Jesus wasn't cussing. He wasn't. He wasn't using the Lord's name in vain. Um, and so there are times when we can use that in proper reference, but to use it as a common phrase is to take it in vain and make something that is holy unholy. Make it common, and we should never be accused of making something common which the Lord has made holy. His name is, always has been, and always will be holy, sacred. Teresa says, it's like if you say it really means hell. Yes, heck is the euphemism for the word hell. It doesn't sound the same, does it? But that's exactly what it is. If you look it up in the dictionary, the word heck means hell. And it says it. It means it's a euphemism for hell. Hell, if I say it in the correct connotation, is not a bad word. For example, CJ just finished a series of lessons on hell. And when am I see? I've got one more lesson to schedule for today, don't I? I've already got that lesson, and then you're taking over on that scheduling, I think. It's just like when I hear the people say the A word, and I think that's ugly. Like it's in the Bible. I say it's talking about a donkey. I That's funny you say that, because when I was really heavy into gaming, and of course I was doing voice over internet protocol programs, what was happening is I'd be talking with my friends and they'd be cussing, and of course I let them know right up straight in the front. I says, "Don't cuss around me. I don't talk like that. I don't approve of that. I don't like that. It really offends me." And most of them all chilled. I mean, they cleaned up their language around me, for which I was very thankful, and they were kind and generous that way. But every once in a while, that the word "ass" came out, and I says, "My mama didn't raise no donkeys." And every time they would use that word, I would always bring whatever they were saying into the context. I would put donkey in the context of my reply. And pretty soon they got to the point where they stopped using that word, because they didn't really care for me to be chewing them out about donkeys. And some of the replies were absolutely hilarious. I mean, for example, "My mama didn't raise no donkeys." Or, "They got donkeys in this game?" Anyway, so and if it's used in the proper connotation, I mean, an ass is a donkey. It's a specific type of donkey. CJ says, like it's like the song, "Oh my God, I trust in Thee." It's not wrong. It is not. That is actually a psalm. It's from the Psalms. Oh my God, I trust in Thee, I trust in Thee. Oh, let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me. Dad used to work in a place where there was a gentleman who knew he was a preacher and who would cuss up a storm every time he was around him. It was usually GD this and, Jesus that. And one time this guy was passing by and was using Jesus' name in vain. And Dad looked at him and he says, well, thanks for the characterization, but I don't hardly fit the bill. The man stopped, looked at him, and, oh, I guess you're right. And from that time on, he stopped using. And I've used that as well. It's like, I'm not Jesus. Thanks for the characterization. But I'm not Jesus. I don't hardly fit the bill. So it was pretty funny that way. Let's just make sure, like I said, let's not carry things to extreme. Realize that we are emotive beings and that there is a time and place to emote. Not everything is a cuss word. Not everything is a taking the Lord's name in vain. There are words that are specifically defined as euphemisms and should never pass our lips. Like that Christmas song. Frank Sinatra did it. I don't even want to say it. It's time for mistletoe and holly. He uses two euphemisms for God in the very first line. I won't sing it. Then there's another one that, that says, have a holly jolly Christmas. You remember that song? Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh, and you know what I do? I change the lyrics. Oh, dear Molly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. And yes, I do know Molly's. I changed the lyrics. And it fits. Just like how we change the lyrics with certain songs that have the word rapture in them, when it's used, especially when it's used inappropriately. CJ's writing, so I will read his comment and then I will jump into the reading. And I enjoy, and I thank you. I don't know how we got totally off on this one, but that was pretty fun. It was a pretty good topic. Reba, are you still with us? Laura, and I'm pretty sure you're around. I hope you're still around. It is. What are you doing using that word in that way? Yes. The word, the euphemistic word golly is used in place of God. Just like the word gosh. It means God. If you look in the dictionary, it says euphemism for God. All right. Let's get to the reading. Proverbs chapter 8, I believe, are we not? Good. Let's read, y'all. Or shall I say, let's dig, by cracky. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? I wish I could have seen your response when I said that. That's probably hilarious. Somebody has moved my Bible all the way down to where I can't see. Okay, let's... There, now I can watch CJ. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of high places. He shut the camera off. By the way, in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in of the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. Woo-hoo-hoo. Boy, does that fit with what we've been talking. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. That's funny. I thought it was the beginning of knowledge. Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. By me kings reign and princes decree justice. By me princes rule and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. I lead in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth. When he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave to the sea his decree that the waters should not pass, his commandment. When he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him, as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the inhabitable part of his earth, and my delights were with the sons of men. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction, and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. All right, let's get into the nuggets here. Wisdom is personified right here. Wisdom is equated with understanding. Wisdom says that she has understanding, or she is understanding. They are synonymous, wisdom and understanding. When you understand instruction, when you understand knowledge, you get wisdom. You have wisdom. She's viewed as somebody, and it's she, not a he. And why is this? When you stop and think about it, wisdom is personified as a she because of the fact that there is, how do I want to put it? It's the fact that she begets. That's the good way to put it. She begets more. She increases. She has children, in other words. CJ's giving me an answer, I think. I'm waiting. I'm looking. She cries at the gates at the entry of the city. She's calling out. It's also personified as a female for another reason. Men, for example, are drawn to beauty, the beauty of females. She's desirable. And so she's coming in, she's standing in high places. She's standing where people can see her. She's standing in the gates and in the doors and calling unto men. And this is, I believe, is men, really is men as in all of mankind. But let me look. It's a good question. Is this men as all of mankind? Is this Adam? No, this is Ish. Okay, I stand corrected. This is men as in Ish, the male. Okay, you learn wisdom, young Padawan. Hear instruction. Oh. So, wisdom is desirable to be a companion to you. That's right, Reba. See that, CJ? If you have wisdom, you will not say it. Listen, she says, listen to me, for I will speak excellent things. What excellent things are you going to tell us, wisdom? And she says, first of all, my mouth shall speak truth. The thing I find about saying something smart is it usually does. Uh-huh. If you say something smart, it usually does. You haven't figured out what that means, have you? CJ, look up the definition for the word smart. When you get it, put it up here on the screen for me, would you? And I'll show you which one I'm talking about. Okay, so wisdom says here, for I will speak excellent things. The things that she speaks is truth, verse 7. What else do we know of that is truth? Jesus says it in John chapter 17, verse 17, is what sanctifies us. Did you guys get a chance to listen to my lesson on Sunday? Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Think of it this way. Think of that statement as we read through the rest of this Proverbs, this chapter in Proverbs. She says, here, for I will speak true of excellent things. Ay, 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 that's spamming. I was meaning as in put it up on the actual screen. Wow, they are not putting spaces in their words. Ha ha ha. Verb. of a wound or part of the body, feel or cause a sharp stinging pain. Her legs were scratched and smarting. When you say something smart, when you say something noun, it usually verb. Usually smarts. Teresa says, yes, it was really good. Thank you. So, in other words, if you say something smart, it usually does. Because it comes back to bite you. It's like a whip hitting you. It stings. You just learned a new word, CJ. You learned that smart was both a noun and a verb. Now you can go to bed because you just learned your new thing for the day. Okay, so true wisdom says, "I will speak excellent things." Her mouth will speak truth. Wickedness is abomination to my lips. You haven't missed it yet, Debbie. We're still going. Teresa said no, but I will. Reba said yes, it was really good. Okay, I apologize for my eyes are running away with me. Smart water makes me smart, I hear. Well, it definitely makes your pocketbook smart. it definitely it definitely stings the pocketbook. I'm not even going to repeat that one, CJ. Okay, so as I said, remember, she says, I will speak excellent things. My mouth shall speak truth. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. John 17:17. As we go through here, the opening of her lips shall be right things. We were talking earlier about not carrying things, our emotives, to extremes. And we need to make sure that the opening of our lips are right things. Yes, thin mints make us not skinny. And I suppose you're going to tell us that breath mints make us breathy. Yeah, and you know, Debbie, that's because our shampoo is full body. Volumizing shampoo. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. And when those who, what she says is, people can understand my words. Verse 9. Mouthy. Hey, I have a mouth, therefore I must be mouthy. CJ keeps hitting his head. Oh, that's why I should use dawn? Does that mean so I can be bright? Rise like the sun? Or just not be greasy? Dawn, it cuts the grease. Teresa's going to eat a whole bag of Thin Mints. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the nuggets, because those are not nuggets here. Oh, it cuts fat. I thought it... Only Amy can answer that. I must be mouthy. Only Amy can answer that one. Receive my instruction and not silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. Let's put the proper value upon wisdom. People hunt for gold. They chase after money and things that are elusive and are going to perish here on this earth. Rather choose wisdom, choose instruction, choose knowledge. There's an old adage that says that knowledge is power, and used correctly, yes. I have plenty of knowledge regarding, computers and information systems management. It doesn't do me a hill of beans because out here in the middle of nowhere, there's not any call or very little call for my unique talents. I've got a lot of knowledge. But what power is it given me? None. However, I have knowledge of how to make things grow. Well, yes, Debbie, Don is an awesome cleaner. So, if you ever have need to do a deep cleanse on, for your digestive system, don't drink a whole lot of it. CJ, hold it together. Teresa says y'all too funny. Reba says if you eat dum-dums, you have to eat Smarties to counteract them. Teresa says she wants to stay, but it's after 1. Just put us on listen, Teresa. You can head out, and I'll keep reading and chatting. Debbie says, Reba, our factory around the corner here is for the home of dum-dums. What's that say about the workers? Teresa loves Dawn, but probably not that much, Teresa. Not enough to drink it to deep cleanse. You're do a detoxification of your. Breathe, CJ, breathe. He's getting a little lightheaded over there. For wisdom is better than rubies. What else have we heard that is better than rubies? Love you too, Teresa. You have a great one. Debbie can't say what that says about the workers. Reba was asking Debbie, are you talking about the workers or the candy? Or both? Teresa says, no, I'm not going to drink it to clean. Well, I don't recommend this, but if you drink a Pine Sol, your breath will smell like pine needles. Okay, that's terrible. Don't do this. Don't do this. We are just joking at this point. Look at that. Who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies? Wisdom is better than rubies. Wisdom is personified as a woman. Of course, you know why God created men first and not women. It's because he didn't want any advice. That's what my mom says. That's what my mom says. Debbie says, you know what the plumber said. If more folks used Dawn, they wouldn't have problems with drains. Well, you heard about the man that drank a quart of varnish, didn't you, Debbie? Teresa says, I'm trying to leave, but y'all too much. Reba says, you might as well pop them Tide Pods. Okay, drinking Dawn may clean the whole body. Yikes. CJ, you heard about what them? You heard about the man that drank a quart of varnish, right? Teresa likes that one. She says, that's a good one, Levi. I never heard that one before. Well, actually, CJ, he had a fine finish. Wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Wisdom dwells with prudence and finds out knowledge of witty inventions. Now, notice what she says here: the fear of the Lord. Proper reverence of the Lord is first to hate evil. It's the beginning of knowledge, as we found out in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7, I believe. Pride and arrogancy, the evil way, the forward mouth, do I hate. Wisdom hates these, and as we see later, that God had wisdom. He brought forth wisdom. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. God defines wisdom. He's the defining agent. What is wisdom? God's word. Teresa says, okay, I'm gone before I don't leave. Reba says, that may be wise, Teresa. See ya, CJ. Have a good one, bud. See ya at reading. Someone will. Maybe. I might be sleeping. Ezra is going to art class. But remember, God is the definition of wisdom. He possessed wisdom. He had wisdom before he began his works of old. He set the boundaries of wisdom. He defined wisdom from everlasting, before the earth ever was, from the beginning. We read of how the wisdom of God, or actually the foolishness of God, is wiser than the wisdom of men.
Are you lying?
Yes, I am. Noontime Nuggets.
This late?
Mm-hmm. We've been carrying on and having a good chat. 1 Corinthians 1:25, because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God stronger than men. Isaiah says that my ways are not your ways, neither are my paths your paths. God defined wisdom, and man's wisdom will never attain to the wisdom of God. It's what he used, what he demonstrated when he created the earth, when he established the firmament, the clouds above, when he put the strength in the fountains of the deep, when he decreed, and she goes on and she talks about how God had her and how he used her. Wisdom. God rejoices in wisdom. Wisdom hates the things that God hates. And those who are wise are going to hate the same things. They're going to despise the things. They're going to love less and rather enjoy instruction, knowledge, counsel, wise counsel. Keep the ways of wisdom. Refuse not to listen to instruction. Search after her. Remember what Jesus said in Matthew 6 and Matthew 7, seek ye first the kingdom of God. Seek ye first wisdom and his righteousness. Seek wisdom. Watch at her gates. Wait at the doors. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Ask and ye shall receive. I'm getting those a little out of order. That's in Matthew 7. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. Whoso findeth me findeth life, and who shall obtain favor of the Lord. Jesus says, whosoever shall lose his life for my sake shall find it. But he that sinneth against wisdom wrongeth his own soul. He that doesn't listen to her. Those that hate wisdom and what she stands for, what she has to offer, those are the ones that love death. Those who refuse to hear the word of God, sanctify them through thy truth, thy word is truth. Those who do not keep his ways. If you love me, keep my commandments, John 14:15. Are the ones that hate God. They hate wisdom. They love death. Jesus came to release us from death, from the curse of death. He overcame death. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 56. I believe it is. The end of the chapter. Death, where is thy victory? Or sting. O grave, where is thy victory? Wisdom, God possesses. God defines. His truth, his word is truth. Her words are truth. His word is wisdom. There be nuggets in these pages. Remember that as we go forward. There be nuggets in these pages. Let's dig. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Noontime Nuggets. I know we were rather long. Thanks for the humor, guys. I really needed that. Great fun. As you go through the remainder of your day, make sure you tune in for Reading 2022 with CJ Marshall this afternoon at 1 o'clock in about half an hour. And we'll see you then. God bless.